Sino ba itong Mac Builders? Pasikatin na natin. Itong Mac Builders ay dati nang na-blacklist. The Mac and Mac was suspended from government procurement for 1 year mula January 28, 2021 hanggang January 27, 2022. Pero ang milagro, di pa lumalagpas ang isang buwan, February 19, 2021, ay hindi na blacklisted ang Mac Builders ng government procurement.
May I move that we recognize the distinguished gentleman from the great province of Isabela and Davao, Senator Raffy Tulfo, to deliver his privileged speech. So moves, President.
Any objection? Hearing none, the Honorable Tulfo is recognized to deliver his privileged speech. You may proceed, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. Distinguished colleagues, I speak before you today on a matter of personal and collective privilege. As an archipelago, sea travel is unavoidable. Kaya naman po, ang ating mga seaports ay mahalaga para sa ating bansa at sa ating mga kababayan. We always have our eyes sa mga airport at sa land travel, but we should not forget our seaports because they contribute to our national economic development and international and domestic trade. In numbers, our ports cater to 621,801 ship calls, 280 million metric tons of cargo, 7.8 million TEU container traffic, 78.7 million passenger traffic, and 11.2 million ro-ro traffic annually. Ports generate significant revenue, support tourism by providing access to remote locations, and enable participation in the global market by serving as gateways for imports and exports. That is why, as the chairperson of the Committee on Public Services, sinugurado ko na matutukan ang mga problema at estado ng ating mga seaports. Nito mga nakaraang buwan, magmula ng hinawakan kong public services, umikot po ako sa iba't ibang port para maunawaan ang mga problema at kailangan ng taong bayan. Please indulge me a couple of minutes of your time to look at some of the ports we have visited. Ano yun? Wala. Okay. Kung hindi, wag na. During these ocular inspections and committee hearings conducted, we have flagged various issues including, number one, overloading during peak seasons caused by faulty ticketing systems of passenger ship companies. Number two, it was also observed that there is no strict documentation to the manifest log sheet of passengers. Number three, we also noted the lack of proper screening of passengers and their bags, particularly those on board ro-ro and private vehicles. Number four, some ports have substandard facilities, no sufficient seats in the waiting area, unsanitary toilets, and poor ventilation. Number five, during peak seasons, fixers demand 2,500 pesos up to 5,000 pesos from vehicle owners in exchange for prioritized port entry. Number six, when it comes to cargo being loaded on the vessels, I noticed that there is no need to provide more X-ray machines and K9 units that could check the cargo, which is sometimes used to transport smuggled goods, unregulated firearms, and prohibited drugs. Mr. President, who should be on top of these things? It is the Philippine Ports Authority. The PPA's mandate is to establish, develop, regulate, manage, and operate a rationalized national port system in support of trade and national development. According to them, their vision is that by 2030, the Philippine Ports Authority, as part of an integrated transport and logistic system, shall have provided port facilities and services at par with global best practices and a port regulatory environment conducive to national development. Kaya ba ito PPA? Allow me to make a wild guess. Kung titingnan natin ang ilang mga proyekto ng PPA, suntok sa buwan po. Mr. President, may nakarating po sa akin na may isang infrastructure project ang PPA sa Zamboanga. Isang modern daw na two-story passenger terminal with a penthouse intended to cover 9,416 square meters and serve up to 3,000 passengers. The notice to proceed was issued on February 23, 2021 to MAC Builders, with the project formally approved by PPA General Manager J. Daniel Santiago and awarded at a contract price of 485 million pesos. The agreed timeline for completion was 720 calendar days, targeting February 13, 2023. Pero it has been 932 days, hindi pa din po ito tapos. Sa ngayon, civil works appear to have been abandoned. No updates or accountability have been made public by the Philippine Ports Authority. The project, as of date, has a completion rate only of 56%. Kung ano-anong dahilan ang binibigay: limited supply of construction materials, insufficient manpower, and persistent unworkable weather conditions. Lahat naman dinadaanan yan. Dapat ay nakafactor na yan sa timeline nila. At kahit natamaan pa ito ng COVID, matagal lang natapos ang pandemya. Sabi nga ng mga tao doon, mas nauna pa natapos ang SM na sinimulan kamakailan lang kesa matapos itong passenger terminal na ito. Mr. President, puro extension na itong proyekto na ito. Ngayon, pinapa-approve nila ang 5th project extension at pending approval, nag-apply na sila ng 6th project extension. Ang nakakapagtaka, may nagsabi sa akin na naghahanap na sila ng subcontractor na tatapos nito, pero wala nang gustong humawak nitong proyekto dahil hindi na sapat ang pondo para sa pagtapos ng proyekto. Zamboanga Passenger Terminal is just one of the many projects under the watch of PPA General Manager J. Santiago, which are distributed to 3 pet contractors. One of them is MAC Builders. Sino ba itong MAC Builders? Pasikatin na natin. Itong MAC Builders ay dati nang na-blacklist ng National Irrigation Administration noong February 2021 dahil sa pagka-terminate ng Malinaw Dam Improvement Project sa Bohol. This 730.9 million pesos project was terminated because of failure to fully and faithfully comply with contractual obligations without valid costs and lack of essential equipment. The performance security of 219 million pesos was forfeited. The MAC and MAC was suspended from government procurement for 1 year mula January 28, 2021 hanggang January 27, 2022. Pero ang milagro, di pa lumalagpas ang isang buwan, February 19, 2021, ay hindi na blacklisted ang MAC Builders ng Government Procurement Policy Board o GPPB. At kung gaano ka-delay ang kanilang project, nakarating din sa akin na delayed din ito sa pagbayad sa mga empleyado. Sabi ng ilang mga nagtatrabaho pa din sa MAC Builders, no benefits, delayed salary, palakasan, sip-sip culture is widely spread. They did not pay government contributions, delayed salary, and toxic culture at work. Management has no care at all. Pambihira naman to. Hindi naman lang naibabahagi sa mga empleyado nilang nagpapakahirap yung mga naibulsang pera ng bayan. Mr. President, apart from this delayed passenger terminal, the services in the Zamboanga port is horrendous, despite the 2.5 billion contract with Global Port Zamboanga Terminal Incorporated. First, there is the persistent scalping of port access issues. There are repeated complaints about unauthorized ticket resellers and weak ticketing controls. Second, poor pre-departure holding area conditions. Passengers required to stay for at least 2 hours in the pre-departure area and do not have any proper seating facilities and suffer from very poor ventilation. Third, lack of accessibility and priority lanes. There are no special lanes or priority boarding for parents with most small children, senior citizens, persons with disabilities, and pregnant women. Finally, there's a concern regarding the cargo handling rates at Zamboanga, which increased by more than 300%. Local stakeholders cite this as a major blow to small traders from Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi who rely on the port for commerce. Indeed, people from the shipping industry has been saying that the PPA infra anomalies has slowed domestic trade significantly and has made local shipping more expensive than international shipping. Mr. President, sounds familiar itong unfinished passenger terminal project sa Zamboanga. At dahil may momentum na tayo dito sa mga flood control projects, gusto kong tuloy-tuloy na itong pag-ungkat ng mga kalokohan sa iba pang mga proyekto ng gobyerno. I want to focus on improving our transportation sector. At sa ating mga kababayan, inanyayan ko po kayo na magsumbong dahil we are on your side. Get involved in these hearings. Put pressure on your public officials until it hurts. Demand transparency and accountability, and insist on public involvement and participation. We will ensure that all other ports will get checked and be worth every centavo invested from the people's money. Kaya sa PPA, shape up or ship out. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Senator Villanueva is recognized.
Yes, Mr. President, the minority leader is seeking the floor to interpolate the gentleman from Isabela. I move that he be recognized, Mr. President.
The distinguished minority floor leader is recognized for his interpellations and or interjections with leave of the gentleman from Tarlac, the Honorable Tulfo.
Thank you, Mr. President. Will the distinguished gentleman from Isabela, Tarlac, and the Philippines answer a few,
No,
a few questions, Mr. President? Kaya Philippines na eh, para ano na natin.
Yes, Mr. President, by all means.
Thank you. We would like to congratulate you for this well-crafted privilege speech, and we are somehow bothered by the revelations. Imagine a contractor who has been blacklisted has again been able to get projects from government. Baka baksak na naman ito doon sa sinasabi nating pagka-blacklisted, baka hindi na dapat binibigyan ng pagkataon. Anyway, I hope my only question, it depends on the answer of the gentleman, is who is this Mac Builders, Mr. President? Who are the people behind Mac Builders?
Okay, thank you, Mr. President, for that question. The contractor, Mac Builders, the owner and president is Manuel A. Chua. And the contract price was 485 million pesos. The project that was mentioned in my privilege speech. And this contractor, like I said, Mr. President, has been blacklisted already, supposed to be for 1 year, but even before 1 year, siya po ay nabigyan ulit ng contract. Kapareho po ito sa mga flood control projects na pinag-usapan natin ngayon dito sa Senado, and even yung mga projects sa irrigation, Mr. President, halos kapareho itong mga nangyayari ngayon, na yung mga contractors na na-blacklist pero nabibigyan ulit ng mga proyekto afterwards.
Sila rin ba yung are they the same contractors for the NIA of Malinaw, Bonot, Earthfield Dam projects that you mentioned earlier?
Yes, Mr. President, yung Malinaw project, sa kanila po yung Mr. President.
Sa kanila, yung Bonot, Earthfield Dam.
Yung Bonot, we still have to verify, Mr. President. Pero
Alright.
yung Malinaw, I'm very sure na sila po yun, Mr. President.
These Mac Builders and the other possible contractors, were they licensed by the PICAB, by the PCAB, the Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board.
Yes, Mr. President, they were duly licensed by PICAB.
And the blacklist came from
The procurement board is the one that blacklisted them, Mr. President.
GP. From the DBM,
GPBB. GPPB, Mr. President.
GPPD.
B,
Alright.
yes.
So yun yung nag-blacklist.
Yung po, Mr. President, ang nag-blacklist sa MAC Builders.
And then thereafter, how many years or months before they were able again to get the contract?
1 month pa lamang, Mr. President, agad-agad nilift yung blacklisting sa kanila at nabigyan ng panibagong contract.
I believe, Mr. President, that there should be a thorough investigation of the revelations of the distinguished gentleman. And perhaps the Committee on Public Services would be the proper agency to look into the matter because of the PPA and what is the other one involved, the Zamboanga port and all the other ports
Yes, Mr. President.
are the ones that are involved.
Thank you, Mr. President. And pag nagkaroon po ng hearing, I would like to invite you to attend para kayo po'y makapag-contribute, makapagbigay ng input sa gagawing hearing tungkol sa isyong ito, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. That is all for now. I will hopefully wait for the hearing to be done very soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Soto, our distinguished minority floor leader. What is the pleasure of the Honorable Mark Villar?
Yes, Mr. President, I'd just like to make a manifestation, a brief
The
manifestation.
gentleman may proceed with this manifestation.
Mr. President, this is not an interpolation, but rather a manifestation of support for our dear colleague's privileged speech. Mr. President, as an archipelagic country, ports are gateways to various localities and tourism hotspots. They have consequential value in ensuring that our fellow Filipinos and tourists from all over the globe have efficient access to inter-island transportation. Additionally, our ports are hotspots of economic activities because they facilitate not just the transport of people but also of goods across the country. Even minimal disruptions or delays due to dilapidated infrastructure and other factors could have debilitating impact to our kababayans and the conduct of economic activities. For example, Mr. President, sa Matnog Port sa Sorsogon, ayon sa mga pasahero at cargo trucks or drivers na regular na tumatawid at gumagamit ng port, kung dati po 3 hours ang maximum na waiting time para makasakay papuntang Allen, Northern Samar, ngayon po ay aabutin na ng more than 12 hours or worse kapag cargo lang, days or ilang araw inaabot. In fact, minsan umaabot ng ilang kilometro ang traffic ng cargo vehicles dun sa Matnog. And as we know, delays would entail additional costs for people and goods. Not to mention yung pagod ng mga pasahero. Imagine this, a bus ride from Manila to Matnog would take 12 to 15 hours as it is. Tapos madadagdagan pa ng unreasonable delay at waiting time. This would be a very grueling trip. And another example is also the port of Padre Burgos in southern Leyte. As reported by my staff, the port was damaged by the recent typhoons, causing disruptions in the transportation. So actually, we lobbied in last Congress for the declaration of various municipalities of southern Leyte as tourism zones. Pero ngayon, nasira ang port, maraming delay sa transport mula sa maliliit na bangka na tumatawid sa mga isla hanggang sa malalaking barko na mayroong cargo na dadalhin sa iba't ibang bahagi ng bansa. Mr. President, I highly commend our dear colleague, Senator Raffy Tulfo, for bringing this matter before us. This is really a pressing issue that we have to give emphasis to, and we must look further into these findings of Senator Raffy to prevent disruptions and delays in our ports. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Villar. Majority Floor Leader.